Welcome back, Berserk Sports. I am, as always, Sliced Bread Vin Pincharo. And today's topic, well, it's Big Blue. Everybody's favorite New York football team, the New York Giants. You know, you're looking at last season and you see how they performed. 6-10. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to win the division as Washington beat them out, in that last game of the season. But there were some upsides, mainly on, the defensive side. James Bradberry, Leonard Williams, Blake Martinez, guys like that, Logan Ryan. And going more into this defense, you see how much they've improved. These guys they signed for or traded for. You look at Leonard Williams, the guy they got from, rivals playing at MetLife, New York Jets. He had 11.5 sacks in that 2020 season, and that was pretty impressive, and that's why they extended him. He's been one of the leaders on the defensive line, helping him out. You got Blake Martinez, and this guy's an absolute fella on the football field. Right, he was 4th in solo tackles in that 2019-2020 season. He had 108. You believe that? That's crazy. And then he was 6th in defensive assists with 35, and he was also tied for 6th place in the league with 2 forced fumbles. I mean, this guy was an absolute menace on defense for opposing running backs, for anybody that steps in his path. And backing him up just in case somebody gets past, backing him up, you got James Bradberry, the former Carolina boy, the guy they signed in the off season. Gotta love him. I think James Bradberry was a top 10 quarterback in 2020, and I think this year he's gonna soar to new heights. He's gonna be just absolute elite on the field. He had 3 interceptions in the 2019-2020 season. There were also, some key additions and also terrible subtractions. They signed Adoree Jackson from Tennessee, the defensive back. He's gonna be good. He looks promising. But then you lose one of your key defensive linemen, Dalvin Tomlinson. I mean, he was, him and Leonard Williams were a dynamic duo back there. So losing him is just big. And then when you're looking at the offense, you have to start with the offensive line. I mean, last season it was absolutely putrid. On the left side, Andrew Thomas, he led the league in sacks allowed with 10. I mean, that you can't have that. He needs to stay. He needs to step up his game, honestly, because he is not there right now. He's not there. And if he's not there right now, Nate Solder is playing this season. The man who opted out last year, but hasn't been good in prior years on that Giants offensive line. So we'll see what Joe Judge wants to do. We'll see how he plays that. And then, Will Hernandez, we didn't really see a lot of him over the season because he had injuries. He was all right. I mean, Shane Lemieux was just absolutely putrid. His rating was around 32. That's so bad. And he gave up 5 sacks, which is not as bad as 10, but still absolutely worse. And then you look at Nick Gates, and he had 8 penalties, which was, I don't know, maybe it was first or top for second or something, but it was just up there, and it was absolutely disgusting. But, enough about that offensive line. We have to move to the man that everybody's been talking about in the offseason when you look at the New York Giants, and that's Daniel Jones. The story for Daniel Jones is, can he have that leap year, that 3rd year, that Josh Allen had? Josh Allen last year put up MVP caliber numbers, So can Daniel Jones also, take that leap? It's an important year for him, man. He's got to really step up. He has to prove that he deserves to be here. And his main issue has been turnovers. I mean, turnovers have been killing this kid. And it's just, you hate to see it. You really got to cut back on those. But then, you look at, as I mentioned previously, look how bad the O-line is. So, is it really Daniel Jones' fault that the O-line can't give him enough time to get the ball away, and the O-line's not giving him enough protection in the pocket? Behind him, you look at Saquon Barkley, who's coming off that ACL injury, that ACL tear, and we don't know if he'll be 100% Saquon. It's very doubtful that he'll be 100% Saquon. You look who their pass catchers, and it's Kenny Golladay. You go into the draft, and you draft Kadarius Toney, another wide receiver, and I don't understand that pick, because you have both Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton and Kenny Golladay. And then Kyle Rudolph. Show what he's made of. Evan Ames going to have a tough time keeping his job in New York. Hey, thanks for listening. Sliced Bread, Vin Pincharo, Berserk Sports. See you later.